What's up, everyone? This is Charlie from Charisma on Command, and today I'm going to be doing a video breakdown on group dynamics. And the person to focus on here is going to be primarily Will Smith. Now, I will say I'm going to have to play this clip a number of times because in group dynamics, so much is occurring at the same time, and it occurs very, very quickly, so it can be hard to perceive what's happening. But honestly, this still that I'm going to start it with is a great example because the first thing to notice is that throughout this entire breakdown, you'll see that Will Smith is the most enthusiastic supporter and the biggest laugher at just about any joke that anyone makes. He's not faking it. He's genuinely just really, he finds everything they say humorous. So what this does in a group context is it makes him a force. It makes him someone that you notice even when he is not speaking. So I'm just going to show you that pretty quickly to start.
But because, you know, the success has been phenomenal for you. And I read something about that you Google yourself to keep yourself humble.
You know, I'm going to stop doing that. I'm fine with the humility. You know, you don't got to keep me up. But yeah, no, that is...
So there you go. There's a quick example. You'll see more of it. Coming up next, Jaden and Will, and I think maybe even Heather Graham, are all going to try to sort of speak at the same time. And this is common. Somebody starts telling a story. People are like, oh my God, that reminds me of, or yeah. The difference in how they do it is that Will Smith finishes his sentence even though he is not ultimately being the one who continues to tell a story or share his point of view. Jaden, raises hands in the air, tries to say what he's going to say, but does it quietly enough and with not enough conviction that he pauses halfway through his sentence and just sits there defeated. So watch this.
Something. You guys...
That'll get you really humble.
How does that keep you humble?
No, well, because people sort of often ask,
Okay.
you know, like, how...
I'm going to play that again, all right? If you watched Will that time, watch Jaden. If you watched Jaden, watch Will this time. Things with Will is going to finish his sentence and then allow Bradley to continue to speak. Jaden says a phrase and then gets cut off, holds his hands in the air, and just flops him down.
With the humility. You know, you don't got to keep me up. But yeah, no, that is something. You guys...
That'll get you really humble.
How does that keep you humble?
No, well, because people sort of often ask, you know...
There you go, right? So that is one big thing. Will says that'll get you really humble really quickly, and it's clear that Bradley still has more to say, so he allows him to continue. Jaden tries to get in there, and instead of finishing his sentence and then sort of saying, oh no, go ahead, he just gets caught halfway through between what he's saying. And so right now he feels interrupted. He feels like he's not supposed to be speaking. He feels silly, like people have caught him. So watch the difference in how they active listen going forward. Jaden stays really quiet because he's been burned once trying to speak. And Will, on the other hand, is actively listening. He's saying, yeah, encouraging, which opens the door for him to jump in at the end and make a big joke.
Like, how is it? It's hard to stay grounded in this business, and I always find that to be such an odd question because to me, it's the most humbling business there is. I mean, it's a business based on rejection, and the easiest form of it is just going on the internet.
But don't they just say you're cute and stuff?
So you hear Will Smith, yeah, yes, and now he's going to speak loudly because he has something to say, and he sees that there's sort of a seam in the conversation. People are trying to figure out where to go next.
Like, don't they say great things about you?
Will Smith, I liked him in Bad Boys, but he got some big ass ears.
Dude! I'm going to play that again because there are a number of people vying to speak at that time, and Will Smith has just decided that he's going to crack his joke.
Cute and stuff? Like, don't they say great things about you?
Will Smith, I liked him in Bad Boys, but he got some big ass ears.
Dude! That is all volume. I'm going to play it one more time at the risk of being redundant. Watch Bradley Cooper's and Heather Graham's head pop up as Will just continues talking in a loud tone of voice.
Going on the internet.
But don't they just say you're cute and stuff? Like, don't they say great things about you?
Will Smith, I liked him in Bad Boys, but he got some big ass ears.
Dude! There's a thread out there that I read that told me I should get an ear transplant because my ears are too big.
So there you go. And again, Will Smith right here laughing super loud at the end of this. All of this is to say that when you're in a group conversation, one of the biggest things you can do is laugh loudly, speak loudly, because what happens with a lot of people is they find themselves getting cut off and do not know how to fit into a conversation. Now, that does not mean that you can dominate over other people. And what we're going to see here is what happens when somebody else is actually telling something. Will Smith starts to speak and then gets cut off. But he does it in a way that you'll see is going to be much more charismatic.
My first date, this guy came to pick me up and he's wearing a half shirt. Now, I don't know about that style for men.
Worth highlighting again, biggest laugher.
It's kind of weird. A guy picks you up, he's got a half shirt, a stomach, and then he was on his bike.
It's not a style for men.
Yeah, it's not really. So I was kind of freaked out. And then he had his bike, and I had to walk beside him while he was on his bike, and then we went to Taco Bell.
How long ago was this?
Like yesterday. No, it was when I was in high school. Or no, I was in maybe middle school or elementary.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. But still,
because
the
that's,
half
you know,
shirt.
the half shirt, the
Have
half
you ever
shirt's
worn
supposed to be
half
a
shirt?
kid
You
look.
have like a half shirt.
So everybody starts speaking at once, right? Will's starting to say something, but now people ask him and address him a question. This is why he gets interrupted, because 3 people are looking at him going, have you ever worn a half shirt?
In freshman,
I didn't have no
I
half
remember
shirt.
that. You had a shirt that to like right. It wasn't a half shirt.
It wasn't, it was a 3/4 shirt.
Yeah, it was a
I didn't have one back then, too.
So this is much different than when we see Jaden get interrupted earlier. So play it back again.
Yeah,
still
because
the
that's,
half
you know,
shirt.
the half shirt, the
Have
half
you ever
shirt's
worn
supposed to
half
be a
I
kid
you
look.
have like a half shirt in freshman.
I didn't have no
I
half
remember
shirt.
that. You had a shirt that to like right. It wasn't a half
It
shirt.
wasn't, it was a 3/4 shirt.
Yeah, it was a
I didn't have one back then, too.
It was a 7/8 shirt, a 7/8.
And again, a lot of people chiming in there, but because he is the loudest, and when he's interrupted, it's not just other people talking, it's them addressing a question to him, which is why he does get interrupted there. So I want to continue now and show another clip of sort of a free-for-all, if you will. Everybody's talking at the same time. How does it come down?
A penny board and we'll go skate.
That's cute.
And then she'll go. I'll take her home and then I'll go home and watch.
Listen, I'm telling
But how's
you,
that not a
here's
date?
what the women
That's
love.
kinda- it's a date.
Here's what
It's
the
a date.
women love. Half shirts and Taco Bell, man. I'm telling you, the women love that. It brings the house down.
So here's the thing. If you watch all of these clips, Will Smith is a very dominant and domineering force in these conversations, right? You might think, holy cow, I don't want to be in a room with him because I can't even speak. The way that he gets away with it, if you will, and is actually seen as people love it to interact with him is because, one, when he does interject, he's doing it from a high energy, playful mood, right? And what he has to say is almost always more fun and funny to engage with than what other people are saying. So that's going to be extremely important. The other thing is that he is extremely supportive of others when they tell their stories and when they make their jokes. So he's getting a lot of brownie points, if you will, while Bradley Cooper is talking or while Heather Graham is talking, because he laughs so loud, he's so supportive, he claps his hands, he says, that's amazing, that's awesome, so that when he does interrupt, it's not like, who is this guy coming out of nowhere trying to talk the whole time? He's been an active supporter of everything that they've said. So I'll play this part one last time, which is just Jaden faces Bradley Cooper and he starts asking him a question, but Will just sticks to what he's saying, says it twice so he gets the attention, and then continues loudly to make his joke.
I'll say, hey, I'll talk to a girl like, hey, let's hang out. I'll go buy her a penny board and we'll go skate.
That's cute.
And then she'll go. I'll take her home and then I'll go home and watch.
Listen, I'm telling
But how's
you,
that not a date?
here's what the women
That's
love.
kinda- it's a
Here's
date.
what
It's
the
a date.
women love. Half shirts and Taco Bell, man. I'm telling you, the women love that. It brings the house down.
That is what's really, I think it is amazing.
And then some callback humor there at the end from the story that Heather told earlier. So that is a lot in a short period of time. I hope this has been helpful. If you like this stuff, let me know in the comments, subscribe, I'll do more of them. But that is going to be it for today. I'm Charlie from Charisma on Command, and I will see you later.